Hey guys, today's video is the final video in the audio for video series. We're going to be taking a look at some of the things you should do to your audio in post-production once it's been recorded. In this audio for video series, we've talked about the various setups for recording audio for video, the types of microphones that are available for recording audio for video, and picking between an audio interface and field recorder for your audio for video workflow. This is the final video of the series, and the content assumes that you've gone through all the other videos first and actually recorded your audio prior to this. So if you're just joining us, make sure you track back and watch the entire series in chronological order before you watch this video. It'll make a lot more sense. So one of the first things you want to do after you've recorded your audio and video is process your audio in a Digital Audio Workstation software or DAW of your choice. You should definitely do this before putting both your video and audio into a non-linear editor for the final post-production editing. A Digital Audio Workstation is software or hardware that is used for composing, producing, recording, mixing, and editing audio. This audio can be music, speech, or even sound effects. The DAW we're going to be using in this video is Adobe Audition. There are many other digital audio workstations like Bitwig and Studio One. However, I've been using Audition for a while now and really cannot fault it. It works great. So let's hop straight into Audition and get started.
Okay, so here we go. So first things first, you want to open your audio file into the editor. But before you do that, you just want to make sure that you have the right windows open. So click on Window and make sure Files and Match Loudness are checked. So let's go to here. Let's go to Window. So Files is checked and Match Loudness is checked. And then on the left tab here, you want to right click and click Import and look for your audio file. Then open it. If your audio file was recorded in mono, it's going to display a single waveform because it's obviously a single channel. We'll need to switch that to stereo later on. So first you want to even out the peaks a little. If you look at the waveform, the loudest parts are a lot louder than the average loudness of the track. So to fix that, double click in the editor so that everything is selected. Then go to the effects area and click on amplitude and compression, then single band compressor. A window like this will pop up. And all you want to do is set the threshold to about, well, minus 15 in my case, which is around here, which seems about right, seems good. You don't want anything too low or else the effect will be too aggressive. So I'd say a level that roughly looks like the average of the whole track. So we'll set that to minus 15, then set the ratio to 3:1. What that will do is that for every 3 decibels above your threshold, it will compress to 1 decibel. The attack should be the lowest possible value, so 1 is good. Release can stay the same and you can leave the output gain at 0. So you want to apply that. Audition will do its work and sometimes it won't be able to compress the audio to a satisfactory level, in which case you can just rerun the single band compressor again, maybe with a lower ratio like 2:1. You can play around with it until you get something satisfying. So in this case, I think I'm just going to run it just one more time. So we'll go to single band compressor, we'll change the ratio to 2 this time, a little less aggressive, run it again. Yep, and that's looking pretty good. So once that is done, you'll notice that the audio waveform has been compressed a little. And basically all that's been done is that the loudest parts have been lowered a little, just so that there isn't a huge jump in audio from low to high volume during playback.
The next step is the volume. So you should be asking yourself about volume or loudness. How do you measure loudness? And how do you know when your audio is too loud or too quiet? Well, it turns out that there are actually a number of loudness standards for broadcast audio. ITUR BS.1770 is one of these standards for audio loudness in television. And without getting too technical, this is a standard introduced as a result of years of consumers complaining to television companies about adverts being way too loud. Now, this standard isn't designed for web video. However, I find that the television standards for audio loudness sound just about right for YouTube videos. If a little tweaking of the levels is required, you can always do that in your NLE when editing the video.
In my version of Audition, we have the 3rd revision of the standard. So all you want to do is drag and drop the audio into the match loudness window like so. Let's bring it down here. Then select ITU RBS1770 and whichever revision that you have in your version. Make sure that your target loudness is set at minus 24 LUFS, which is pretty much the standard for loudness in broadcast television in the United States and a few other countries. Everything else should be left as is and hit run. Audition will do its thing, and when it's done, you'll notice that the waveform of your audio is now much higher or amplified. Okay, just give it a quick playback at a place where there's dialogue to make sure everything is all right. So let's see here.
It's like Bitwig and Studio One. However,
Yeah, that sounds good. The last step is you want to switch the audio into a stereo track. Now, I use Final Cut Pro to edit my videos and haven't had any issues with mono audio. It seems like Final Cut just duplicates the track to play on both speakers automatically. However, this is a good precautionary step just to be safe. So you want to right click anywhere on the editor area and click on Convert Sample Type. A window like this will pop up. Next thing is put your sample rate at 48 kilohertz if it isn't already at that. Then from the channels drop down, select stereo, which is right here. Select stereo, and bit depth can remain untouched. Click OK. And now the editor will have two duplicate waveforms because this is now a stereo track with left-right channels. Just run through a final check. Make sure you play back the loudest areas to make sure everything is all right, and you can save the track. So let's see.
The DAW we're going to be using in this video is Adobe Audition.
Sounds about right. Let me go up here to here and see what that sounds like.
Step is the volume.
Sounds good.
So you should be.
If you want to keep the original file, make sure you click Save As and change the file name.
That is pretty much how I work on my audio in post-production before the final edit. All that's left is to sync up the audio to the final video in your NLE software and do all your video editing. Now, it's important to note that a lot of the loudness standards in most DAW software will be for television broadcasting, though they work just fine for web videos and dialogue. I've never actually had to alter the audio levels after applying the match loudness setting. So there you have it, guys. That is the end of the audio for video series. I really hope that these videos have been useful in helping you understand how to approach audio for video in order to get great quality sound. Thanks for watching, and I hope that this video has been educational to you. Please leave a like or a comment, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more videos like this. Catch you folks in the next one.